Hey guys, it's Clappy, and today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite shows. It's about ponies, magic, and friendship.
MLP.
If you haven't guessed, we're going to be talking about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So, let's get right into it.
Alright, Clappy. As we start off this episode, we see Starlight Glimmer search around for the library. And because Twilight doesn't have any signs in her house, Starlight ends up walking in on Spike, who is brushing his teeth. And yes, they have covered bathrooms.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. Seeing that the only thing we've really seen is like a bathtub. Otherwise we've seen outhouses. I guess there's probably more than that, but for some reason I just always thought there was outhouses.
Yeah. And the question that's on every pony's mind, why does Spike, or any pony, need to wrap a towel around them? Or, I should say, why do other ponies react to it the way they do?
So after Starlight finds Twilight, Twilight informs her that she should go and join the others in the throne room, while she figures out what her next friendship lesson will be. The simply is to pass time, and give us a lowdown on what we can expect from this coming episode to be.
In other words, go hang with the game while I plan your lesson. After Starlight finds the throne room, she learns about the crystalling /party from her friends and Spike.
And Spike gets to play the great thing of being a Greek muse. Did anybody see Hercules?
No.
Except for him.
No.
Then Rarity says there's not much known about the Crystal Empire. Don't they have like this huge extensive library like in Canterlot?
Yeah, right?
Or not quite sure what the Crystal Heart is supposed to do during such a ceremony, or protect over the Empire in general.
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah.
Snow.
And it did protect the Empire from Sombra at one point. Anyway, after Starlight meets up with the gang, she goes back to the castle to find Twilight, but ends up finding the closet of falling objects. And then Spike again in the bathroom, who follows her through the castle. This is where the flashback happens.
And apparently, when your old friend, Crush, moves away, it means they're not your friend anymore? Or they're just not interested?
I don't know.
And apparently.
Yeah. Afterwards, they find Twilight on the balcony.
And apparently there's no doors between the balcony and the rest of the castle.
Yeah.
So, like, birds and other things, like, enter.
Random.
What about Pegasi? That I guess the castle's supposed to be open all the time, but
yeah.
Okay.
And a flowing snowflake, which is actually an invite to the chrysalis. It is at this point where Twilight has a key change in her voice as she proudly proclaims, "Being an aunt."
We flash over to the train and see AJ, where she makes a comment about any relation to Twilight is family. And I can pretty much hear the words, shipping, I feel shipping.
Yeah.
Moving back on to the next part of the story, we see the Crystal Empire. And we find Shining Armor in a desperate need of a Red Bull.
Sleep hangover.
He's learned the great trick of sad puppy eyes to con his little sister into babysitting. Oh, don't we all know that well?
Yeah. Twilight, then being busy with the crystalling, Spike volunteers to take Starlight to see her old friend. After retelling of his most heroic deed, they continue on to Sunburst's house, while Spike reassures Starlight to trust the lesson, because that always works out well in MLP.
It's great wisdom.
Yeah.
And now we move on to the main part of the show, the Princess Pony Baby. Oh, sorry. And apparently it's evil! It's an alicorn.
Yes.
Wow, we couldn't see that one coming in 100 million years.
Yes, apparently neither did her mother.
So apparently Equestria's never seen the birth of an alicorn. Or so Tia and Luna commonly say.
Yeah.
But were they born alicorns? If not, how are they the way they are now? I don't know. So Tia then tells Kate she should reassure her subject, and apparently this takes hours. And you can't, like, take the baby with you.
Yeah, because while she does that, we'll just give Shining Armor the job of doing everything that both parents are supposed to be doing. Great. Meanwhile, Spike and Starlight finally find Sunburst's house, which by the look of it, would seem he is a great wizard, as Starlight assumed. But before meeting him, Spike overstresses the importance of the meeting. Starlight then knocks, yada yada, she finally goes in, they talk, have nothing in common at first, then Starburst inquires about her past.
Which apparently really freaks her out for some reason to share. I couldn't guess why.
Yeah, right?
Which then causes her to start to overfill her teacup as if nothing is going wrong, because that's an automatic sign nothing is wrong in your life.
Yeah.
She abruptly turns the teapot and asks Sunburst if anything has happened in his life since the last time they've seen each other. And my question is, shouldn't there be like a whole bunch of tea, or I'm not really sure what was in that pot, but liquid dripping off of his face?
Yeah, right?
That's pretty much as bad as a spit take.
Yeah, right? But yeah, so they continue their tea and lying to each other in order to be accepted by each other. Meanwhile, back at the castle, Cadance is still talking to her subjects while Shining Armor freaks out behind the stage. Flashlight comments on how she can only imagine the stress of being a father. Yeah, Flashlight, you can only imagine. Sorry, not a dude.
Yeah, this isn't the weird gender bend moment.
No.
Okay. Cadance then finishes her long, drawn-out talk to turn to where Shining Armor and the rest are getting ready for this. And Shining Armor informed her that he's done all the work of which apparently is supposed to be both parents' job.
Yeah.
Cadance is also wondering what happened to the baby, being that she left him in charge of watching her.
Yeah. Right.
Cadance, you could have taken the baby with you.
Yeah.
You could have.
Twilight then enters with Pinky and the baby in a magic baby shield. Cadance then makes a huge mistake when she separates the baby from Pinky. The baby then begins Pinky withdrawal, which ends up breaking the crystal heart and brings us to the end of episode 1.